Bangladesh interim government cancelled 8 national days in order to dismantle the legacy of the father of Bangladesh, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. This was tweeted by the interim advisor, Mr. Yunus. Now, these include the annual birthday anniversary of celebration of Mujibur Rahman, and August 15th, the death anniversary of Bangabandhu, which is also marked as the National Mourning Day. Mohammad Yunus, the chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh, announced this on X. 8 national holidays would be cancelled. Among the holidays cancelled were March 7th, a day which commemorated the Bangabandhu's historic speech. March 17th, which is both Bangabandhu's birth anniversary and National Children's Day. August 5th, the birth anniversary of Captain Sheikh Kamal, son of Mujibur Rahman and the brother of Sheikh Hasina. August 8th, the birth anniversary of Bangamata Begum Fazila Mujib, wife of Mujibur Rahman. August 15th, the death anniversary of Mujibur Rahman, which is also known as the National Mourning Day. October 18th, Sheikh Russell Day, the birthday of the youngest son of Mujibur. November 4th, the National Constitution Day. November 12th, Smart Bangladesh Day. Now, on this issue as to why this decision has taken place, we will be having a conversation with our guest. And our guest joins us from Dhaka, Salim Samad, senior journalist, columnist, and someone who has traversed through South Asia. Mr. Samad, can you please take us through the reason behind this decision?
Thank you for having me on the show. First of all, yes, it is right. First of all, the 15th of August was already cancelled when there was a monsoon revolution which ended on 5th of August. So obviously the 15th of August was cancelled. But except for the 15th of August, which was a holiday, a national holiday, there was no holiday. It was just a day which was observed mostly in education institutions. The government has decided not to observe those days. So the education institutions will no more observe any days that has been, as you have mentioned, 8 national days. And you will understand that most of the national days, or except for one, are a dynasty within the dynasty of Mujib. Sheikh Hasina, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, her mother, Fazluddin Nasa, his brother, Sheikh Russell, and you will find that this is all surrounding his, Sheikh Hasina's brother and sister and brothers, mostly, and a mother and his father. And this was made on the 50th Amendment. The 50th Amendment of the Bangladesh Constitution in 2011, they made it a point that the father of the nation declared that the father of the nation will be Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and all the government institutions, education institutions, government office will hang the portrait of Mujib. So that has, of course, obviously has come to an end. But this doesn't mean that these days has been totally been banned or been asked not to be observed. So it was originally before 2011, when this was in the constitution and been formally declared as a national days in 2011. Before that, for years or decades, the Awami League itself had observed all these days. So Sheikh Hasina wanted to observe these days officially as a national day. So that has been scrapped.
Mr. Samad, why is that the anger against Sheikh Hasina has got transferred on Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, who has nothing to do with the current political developments? Why has that happened? Mujibur Rahman's role was very different in the history of Bangladesh, the creation of Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina's role is different. Why has that anger been transferred to Mujibur Rahman? That's the most surprising part.
Yes, it is, of course, anybody who is anti-Mujib or doesn't hate the regime of Sheikh Hasina. They were all through the last 15 years was very angry and deliberately did not oppose the observation of these days I mean, not officially, but a different political party, even some media, one or two media even didn't cover those days on the first page. Of course, those newspapers, two newspapers in fact, they were penalized, they were punished, they were harassed for not having those days observation of those days on the first page or even back page. The anger of Mujib, or for example, like the 7th of March, the historic the speech of Mujib. Unfortunately, most of the narratives in the Bangladesh, I mean, liberation war narratives, in the last 15 years, they even interpreted that the 7th of March was in fact the declaration of independence of Bangladesh, which is absolutely wrong, because there is no word of independence on the 7th of March at all. If you talk about the independence of Bangladesh, the real independence of Bangladesh was on the 1st of March in 1971 by the students. Again, I mean, another students. I mean, maybe were their immediate forefathers. Their students on the 1st of March of 1971, they burned the Pakistan flag in public, and that was all published in the next newspapers. That was the day when Mujib did not refuse to recognize that day as the 1st of August. On 22nd of March of 1971, the Dhaka University again burned the Pakistan flag and raised the Bangladesh flag. That today what we see is the Bangladesh flag was raised on Dhaka University. So it is so. If you really want to observe certain day, Mujib made a public speech. Yes, it is true that had really ignited the people, but it did not unite the people because there was no instruction for forming a Mukti Bahini or having supporting the Mukti Bahini officers, the military officers who had defected to the Pakistan army by that time. By 7th of March, many of the officers had defected and they joined the Mukti Bahini. Of course, it was still a very secret. So you can see that there are many things that has not happened with Mujib. Even Mujib did not even give a guideline that what is going to happen to the exile government, which was formed in Kolkata or Calcutta, so by the exile government. So it was something very interesting. There was no, he did not, on the 26th of March, which is declared as the Independence Day, he did not sign any declaration, despite there is a book written by the daughter of Tajuddin Ahmed, the first wartime prime minister. He had went to Mujib's house on the 25th of March, a few hours before the genocidal campaign launched by Pakistan Army. He could not get the signature of the declaration. He even took a tape recorder and he had walked away. Walked means he had to come empty-handed from him. So there are many misconceptions or maybe debate regarding Mujib's role of him. And the last thing that has to be mentioned.
Are you saying that Mujib's projection outside Bangladesh is different from what Mujib is perceived by a part of Bangladeshi population?
The narratives, the history, liberation war history in Bangladesh is written in several hundreds. Officially, there are 15 volumes. Officially, the 15 volumes of the Bangladesh liberation war, which is officially you can buy online. You can even buy it from a bookstore. But apart from that, there are several research organizations have published several books. I mean, it will be more than 100 books on the liberation war. This is all documentation. This is not something to do with writing stories of what happened and what did you say. Nowhere Mujib had declared independence could not be found. So obviously today, after 52 years, there is a question by the students whether Mujib should be declared or will be attributed for the independence of Bangladesh. But of course, Bangladesh media, the Bangladeshis, in fact, they still do believe that Mujib is the architect of the Bangladeshi independence. That's no doubt. But what is very important is there are documents have been found, several documents, not hundreds, few documents, where Mujib had negotiated with the Pakistan army when he literally surrendered and ensured that his family will be taken care of the marauding Pakistan officers. And they were taken care of. They were given a safe house to stay. The Begum
Are you saying, Mr. Samad, that this this last 4 months of the student upsurge has also created a parallel narrative on Mujib in Bangladesh, which contests?
Not really. They have not done yet, but of course it will be definitely rewritten. I mean, the Liberation War history.
Are you saying that the history of the Bangladesh will be rewritten now?
Rewritten because many of the missing things are missing.
But will facts survive? Will facts survive in this process of rewriting?
Yes, it is true. For example, let me give you 2 examples. The founder of Awami League is Maulana Bhashani. Nowhere in the history of Bangladesh official document, nowhere Maulana Bhashani is mentioned as the founder of Awami League. He broke away from Muslim League to form this Awami League. His name is missing nowhere. Even the celebration, the 75th celebration, Bhashani has been deleted or has been omitted. The one thing which is most important, which is current history, in 1971 during the war, the exiled government was headed by Tajuddin Ahmed. Incidentally, he was the General Secretary of Awami League. I mean, since the 1970 election, 71, he has been elected. And he took an oath of a prime minister. His name is nowhere in the Bangladesh history for the last 15 years. No textbook mentioned about Tajuddin that he was the prime minister during the war. So can you imagine that many of the narratives were distorted deliberately by the Awami League.
How do I understand? How do I understand it from a larger perspective? I'm falling short of time. Sometimes big leaders have to pay because sometimes their life is preceded by the dynasties they have, and the contemporary history is reflected on them. And I think because of what Sheikh Hasina has done and the way the people of Bangladesh have reacted, a lot of things are being reflected on Mujibur Rahman, who has nothing to do with what happened in Bangladesh in last 20 years, last 25 years, or last 30 years. So thank you so much, sir, for joining me from Dhaka and putting an alternate perspective. And that was the whole intention, to have that alternate perspective on this issue, that why these dates have been cancelled. But yes, at the end, I would definitely say that the way people in Bangladesh perceive Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, India has a different perspective about him. And in the process of rewriting the history or the constitution, I really hope that the facts are not compromised. The facts survive.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?